true. There we go. Chad Morgan, happy Friday, buddy. Happy it is, very excited for, I'm not one of those people who lives for the weekends, but I gotta admit, I'm pretty excited for this weekend. Not for this weekend in particular, for the weekend. Very excited for the weekend here. Different table tonight, a little different setting. I had some wood packed in this week. This is, I think, 2-year-old wood now. It's been out drying since I had it delivered last summer. I packed half of it in before last winter and burned that. And now it's been out all summer again, packed up. And then I just had the local young fellow who I get to do a lot of my work. He packed it in just today. Actually, this week he was in here a couple different times to do it, but there's another tear behind that one. But very nice dry wood, so that's going to be great. Just helps ease the massive heating bill here in the winter. So I'm excited about that. And it lets me keep the floor temperature down low, and if I get cool, put in a good roaring fire, and the workshop is piping hot. Anyone that's experienced wood heat knows the joy. And I've noticed, guys, I'm not very old yet, but already at the age I am now, or every year, we turn the thermostat up a little higher. It's a little cool. And this year, I think last year we were up 71, occasionally 72 on the thermostat, and this year we're at 71, and just feel cold in my bones. And I said, every year it gets a little bit worse. I could see maybe by the time that I'm my parents' age, I can see why they like the 78, 80 degrees, up like that. I could see it might just be a progression. Hey, Brian Abbott, we got a bunch of the guys here. Very nice. Hit that like button if you would, guys. Brad King, I have been great, buddy. It's been a great week of production here. Having a good time. The fall is just incredible here right now. The trees, the colors. I don't know what it's like where you are, but the colors here where I live right now. I was driving. I just walked out of a church board meeting, raced from the church back to town here to do the live stream. But when I was on the way to the church board meeting, the sun was just going down, and the sky was just pinker than pink, and ripply crazy clouds, this crazy pink color, and the sides of the road from the shop to town here, almost all deciduous lining the road. So just leafy trees, maple, birch, aspen everywhere. And the colors, they're one of those moments that is almost too much. Like the view was just incredible. Just incredible. Just looking at the chat box here now. It's very tiny on my screen. I don't know what it looks like on your phone, but I could see about 2, maybe 3 messages at a time before they're gone. Hey, Kim Larson from Sweden, welcome. Oh, Rocco's here. Hey, buddy. Oh yeah, all the red maples. The red maples, most of them have already died off. 19 degrees. What is that in Fahrenheit, buddy? Robert Bodenschatz, welcome, welcome. Recognize that name for sure. That's about 70. Yeah, and in the summer we like it cooler than that, obviously, but our thermostat right now it stays at 71. We've got forced air oil, and boy has that gotten pricey in the last few years. I've got a wood furnace in as well. But wood is so much work and mess and time. Here at the shop, to only light it occasionally, it works well and it's cozy to have that blast of heat. But to have it be your main source of heat, where you got to keep wood in all the time, you're going through 6 or 8 quarts of winter. It is just not sensible for our busy life. How's everyone else's week? Been a good week, like I said, good week of production here. What you're seeing here, you are seeing almost completed Remembrance Day knives. And I say almost completed, this looks probably pretty raw to you guys, but the amount of work to get to this step is just immense. More than I bargained for, more than I thought it would be. But the results, they were just glued up yesterday, just trimmed them and blocked them today, and now they'll get the inlays right away, and then it's home stretch from there. It's home stretch from here, really. Very simple from this point on. No stages that are nail biters, mustache pullers to try to make happen. Everything should be smooth sailing and pretty quick. Hoping to have these mailed mid next week is the goal. That's the goal, but just really nice pieces. Like I said, here you're just seeing a blocked down piece, so it needs to be in a nice dimension like this so that it can be properly held in a vise. We properly measured and drilled for inlays. So really exciting. The polish on these, they're all taped up now. They have final polish and they look incredible. The engraving on them looks, in my opinion, really fabulous. Just really loving it. You heat with wood, Brad? You heat exclusively with wood? That's your primary? Been a long week, Chad says. Nothing out of the ordinary, just felt like it dragged on forever. Mine didn't feel too bad. It seemed to go by oh. Rocco, your comment, Rocco says, show us the butt where you peen the end, and YouTube automatically withheld that. withheld the comment. Wouldn't let it be posted. I can go click in and see it on this end. Sure. So really rough epoxy covered. I haven't touched the end yet at all. But that is the butt end of the knife. Ended up with a very nice, as wide really of a tang as you could get. There was a discussion back and forth about full tang versus reduced tang. Reduced tang this way, always full tang out through the end. And I certainly did not want to do like a rat style tang coming to a point. So I made the tang really for the handle lines that this will get. This is as big as the tang could get, which is ranging between ½ inch, just over ½ an inch, maybe 9/16 or so, to close on 3/4 of an inch as we get up to the back of the blade. So quite a hefty tang, even though it is a reduced tang knife. It's not full tang. Very hefty tang peened over the end brass. So I'm really happy with the results. Came out really clean. They that of course that's still covered in epoxy and handle marks, but these are going to be phenomenal. I've just been sketching out the lines from the template just because I want these to end up really uniform. So I'm just going to carve these by the lines to start, block them down to rough dimension, and then I'll just refine them by feel. We'll go from there. Oh. Little tiny phone screen. Trying my best, guys. Trying my best to keep an eye on everything. Hey, Steve, Father and Son Outdoors. Hey, buddy. Scott Stapleton. Welcome, Scott. Scott, I've actually been meaning to shoot you an email about this Remembrance Day set. This Veterans Day set. Really fabulous. Scott has been a wonderful supporter of K&N Knives over the years. And Scott, I was thinking about you, wondering if this might be something Scott might be interested in. If you want a bunch of information on it, you can certainly exchange that over email. But these are getting very, very close to shipping. And there's still a few available. Not too many, but a few. Rocco, very hefty tang, very hefty tang. I know I've had and restored old knives with little rat tail tangs that taper right down until they just poke out through the end, and then they just crook them over. And I've had no problems with using those either, just fine, but I wanted as much tang as possible. I don't want to feel the handle really flexing around much. Hey Ryan, Ryan's here. Welcome, buddy. So I was going to mention today, so I've been a few weeks now working on this set. It is a major set. But I've been a few weeks now working on these, and that's meant no production runs in a few weeks now. And so today was the first time, just last evening before the day ended, I ground a full batch of bake apples and heat treated them today. So, and that's only because some of the stock on the website is selling out. And now that I've got these to this point, it's small little stages. They're not huge jobs at this point to finish everything. Small little stages, so I can start working back on some other projects and restoration work and the production stuff again. So heat treats will become regular. I said all that to say to Ryan, jingle bells there, your tradesman is about to be built, buddy. I'm back to production work again. But the motivation for doing a batch of bake apples is because a few of the models on the website have sold out. Go Jays, go! Oh, what's happening? Would the game be started yet? I don't really follow any sports, guys, but I have been occasionally questioning the people in the know on what's happening with the Blue Jays. I hear that they made it to the the World Series. The World Series. I was back and forth on what to call it there for a moment, but I'm pretty positive it's the World Series. So that's exciting. And I think my father-in-law says, I think tonight, if I remember correctly, is the first game of the World Series. It may not be. Rocco, yeah, I've had no problems either. Now, I will admit, some of those knives I have restored with the very fine rat tail tangs, they do feel squishy. Like you do get some movement in them. They don't give way. I've never had problems with them, but you feel that flex. Not a huge issue for me, but just worth pointing out. Chad, absolutely. Chad says hit that thumbs up. It costs nothing and helps more than you know. Absolutely. Chad, you don't follow sports either, buddy? I figured you'd be big into it. You seem like a big golf guy, like you'd watch a lot of golf. Got you to actually laugh out loud. When I remember one time, it's just a funny memory. My wife and I were sitting on two separate couches in the living room, just sitting there quiet, and as you occasionally do, which I don't condone, I think is a bad habit, we were just both scrolling on our phones separately, and she just sees something funny and sends it along to me. And I'm sitting there dead serious. I've got this in the back of my mind, and I responded back to what she said. LOL, laugh out loud. I'm literally dying laughing or something. Yeah, one of these statements like you'd respond back with. That would be, you imagine them really laughing if you're not with them in the room. And I sent this to her and messaged her while I was sitting like this, swiping on my phone. And she reads the message about how hard I'm supposed to be laughing, and she immediately looks up at me. And that was the laugh out loud moment, because in that moment we both burst into a pretty extravagant laughter. It was a fun moment, sort of a played up, almost like a parody type thing. Really funny. Absolutely, Rocco. The likes do push the content out to more. Ooh, this one feels different than my other one. Sounds like really stiff strings. No, they're not too bad. The action is great on this guitar, but this is a much chunkier neck than my everyday player at home. So the shop is building up here. We're ramping up into, dare I say, the Christmas season we're working towards. So this Remembrance Day project is the massive project to get done still for the year. After this, it's all fun and games, so to speak. So there will be new production stuff going up on the website. I'm starting to get people now inquire, is it possible for me to get such and such a knife for Christmas? There will not be really much custom work unless it's something very, very menial at this point. Like if someone was really dead set on having a bake apple with a red handle, and that's not on the site. You know, something custom to that degree, engrave a name on a sheet. But in terms of actually getting a custom build for Christmas, your own design, something like that, it's pretty much off the table at this point. You're getting on the list at this point for 2026 February, probably at least, because the Beothic build will be very end of this year, or with the shop opening in January, the Beothic build will be starting, which is going to be an awesome build, by the way. And so that's how the timeline's looking. So if you're looking for a custom build, or you're looking for something special for Christmas, there's lots of really cool stuff on the website right now. Some really great options, some really nice Tuckamores there. Might want to start nabbing it, because I can see the frequency of sales and inquiries due to Christmas starting to pick up. So you might want to jump on that if you're looking for something particular, or shoot me an email as soon as possible. Welcome, Lon. Nice to see your name here, buddy. Very nice, very nice. Hope you've had a good week. Guys, I noticed we haven't had Mark here for a few weeks. That concerns me. I'm not sure what's going on there, but haven't seen his name here in live stream in a couple weeks. And he has been without miss this entire year. Rocco, I'm hoping to have one of those next week for sure. Maybe even Monday to start the week. Yeah. I don't think I have a way to reach out to him. I don't think I have his direct contact or anything. I wish I did. I'd reach out just to see how things are going. Guys, you have any questions or anything for me? I planned to come on for about 30 minutes tonight. We're at 23 minutes in now, and like I said, I just got out of a church board meeting. I've been down here all afternoon grinding, working on these beautiful Remembrance Day blades. And it's just been a great week. It's been a great week. I'm tired. My wife and I have been apart quite a bit this week. Oh, Lon, very nice. Yeah, that is a fine stack of cordwood. Very nice, drier than dry. I'm looking forward to it. And this furnace I've got over here in the corner makes some vicious heat. This is an 8.5 foot ceiling here. Externals are well insulated. I think 5/8 or 3/4 fire rated drywall in here. And it's sealed up very tight. And this furnace, I don't know if you can see here, it's just plenum with a big hole cut into it. So it just blows very hot air straight out across the shop. And it will drive you outside very quickly. It's beautiful. What are those green ones, Chad? Is that a Scotty? A Scotty Kerr, I think there. Another message held for review. What are you guys? Herbert Wingfield. I should have known your messages would be held for review. You're that kind of fella. Eight and a half feet? No, I'm not able to jump and touch that high. Orion says, amazing to have the opportunity to encounter you live. Thank you very much. Nice to have you here too. If you have any questions for me, Orion, go ahead and shoot them at me. I'll do what I can in the next 5 minutes or so. Warrior's a great pattern blade. Thanks for bringing that up. I might have one or two available right now on the site, but they are great. Yeah, Lon, that was great that you were able to pick up that matching one to the Tuckamore. That's fantastic. A Kerr, yeah. So, Chad, when I bought this building, it did have an outdoor furnace that was connected, plumbed in to this concrete slab. So it was a heated slab by the outdoor furnace. I did not want to burn wood because I'm told those outdoor furnaces, I'm going to put 20 cords plus through a year, which is a lot of work. I'm not interested in that much time and effort to make that happen, and the expense to make that happen. It's not as expensive as what I'm doing now, but you still have a fair expense. 20 cords of wood is not cheap. Plus you have all the work and mess involved with it. So I did not want to use the wood boiler. So what I did is I bought a big electric boiler setup, and I've got it here. The floor is in two different zones, the front shop and the knife shop, two different zones. And it's all electric heated with it's not a three-phase. It's just a standard 240 volt boiler, I believe. Couple different circulating pumps, that type of thing. And it is, in the coldest months, it is very expensive to run here. Very expensive to run. Orion, yeah, absolutely. If you want, you can shoot me an email, kyle@np-inc.ca, and we can at least get a little discussion started so you can make contact with me and get an idea on what things might cost and how long things might take. If you didn't catch that email, if you head over to my website, knknives.ca, you go to the Knife Services tab up top. You can go down, there's a form on that page you can fill out and it sends directly to my email. Very convenient. Yep, I'm told most guys here with these outdoor furnaces are burning 20 cords a winter. Now this was a huge furnace, but it was end load. I think the tank was probably 4 feet deep, the firebox. It was pretty serious, pretty serious. Most guys here burn way over their 10 cords for their outdoor furnaces. Oh, I have heard the stories about the natural gas. Not a thing here, of course, but I have heard. And my older brother went up to, I've got an uncle in Slave Lake. My brother went up to Slave Lake last year, the year before, I think, for a little visit. And that's what they've got, natural gas. And he was telling me just how beautiful this is. Very, very nice. And I think, as I'm told, pretty cheap too, isn't it? Herbert Wingfield, I appreciate you saying that, my friend. I hope you and yours are doing well. If you would, shoot me a message on Instagram. I'd love to share a couple messages and catch up briefly. I'll be candid with you for a moment. In the most expensive month here last year, I believe we topped a little over $2,000 for my hydro bill to heat the shop. And that is with wood accompanying. So that was in the coldest month. That was with some wood accompanying. So most days I'd come down here halfway through the day, or Dad would come down earlier in the day, get a fire going, and that would have the shop here nice and hot, lots of heat moving around. But about $2,000 a month for about a 3-month period. So I would call that pretty steep. it's pretty steep. And then, but the beauty is in the summer months, the hydro here, my hydro bill for this whole shop is literally about, I think it got down to about $120 at the lowest month this summer. And that is because the tools in the shop don't draw a lot of power. Some of the things like the compressor is 3-phase, so that's a lot easier on power draw. And there's just not a lot of stuff running constantly. Things like drill presses and the mill and the belt grinder and this stuff, it does not draw any power. A few lights on doesn't draw a whole lot of power. But yeah, those winter bills really sting. They really sting. That $2,000 bill in February and March, January. I'm at the 30-minute mark. Yeah. Anyone want to shoot me a question before I shut down? Okay, on that note, guys, on that note, I'll say good night. We'll close out this week. Hope you've had a great week. I hope you have a great weekend. Just show you around the shop here real quick. Just a twirl. What are your up-and-coming projects after the Puco build, and where am I at on the list? You're always near the top of the list, Rocco. Bird and trout, hopefully going to be squeezed in before Christmas. That's a relatively simple build, but I'm not promising that one. Beothic is right after Christmas. That's the plan. Other than that, mostly there are just single custom builds, which are not huge undertaking, so those can be started anytime. Even now, plans started, drawing things out. I've got a couple pretty cool individual ones. I'm figuring out your display case here now, Rocco. Your knife set itself, including all the leather work, is done except for sharpening. Whole set is done, sitting aside, just working on layout and design ideas for a case. So I've got to make contact with you about that. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. Rocco, I hope that answered your question. You can shoot me an email if... just putting the guitar up, hanging the guitar up there. You can shoot me an email if you have any other questions or anything. Many prayers for Mark and his family. Absolutely. I've been remembering them in prayer and getting my little girls to pray as well. But it's been great hanging out, guys. Great hanging out. Have a great weekend. Enjoy some fall weather if you can. And I'll see you next week. If you need to get in touch with me, there are many ways. Go ahead and you just shoot me a message, email, check out knknives.ca. We'll see you next week.